Taylor Ward, he plays left field for the Angels, and we know the Angels have problems. But Taylor Ward comes out and says he wants to be the best left fielder in the league. And at first I went, yeah, okay. Here we go with another stupid TED Talk, right? We're like, sure you do. Who doesn't want to be the best in their position, blah, blah, blah. And then I got thinking about it, and I was like, wait a minute. Left field, at least right now, is ridiculously weak league-wide. It is like we are having problems everywhere with left fielders. So then I thought, okay, who are like top tier left fielders in the league right now? Because it sure enough isn't Joey Gallo, right? And I thought, okay, all right. So who are they? So I looked it up, and they came up with a couple of lists, and I narrowed them down. And here's a couple of names I came up with that I think are really, really interesting. So the first one is Stephen Kwan. Now, Stephen Kwan was a rookie, and he's still one of the best left fielders in the league, which I think is worth noting because that's how weak the left field roster is league-wide, first of all, that a rookie is arguably the best left fielder in the league as of last year. Here are Stephen Kwan's numbers. Out of 147 games he played last year, he scored 89 runs, 168 hits, 25 doubles, 7 triples, 6 home runs, 52 knocks, 19 stolen bases, 62 walks, and 60 strikeouts. His slash line is 298, 373, 400. That gives him a 5.5 WAR overall for his rookie season.
And finished third in the Rookie of the Year voting.
Correct. And went to the playoffs.
Right.
Right, which is not, and performed well in the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So then I'm like, okay, arguably the number 2 best left fielder in the league right now is Randy Arozarena. Arozarena, out of 153 games last season, 72 runs, 154 hits, 41 doubles, 3 triples, 20 home runs, yikes, 89 RBIs, 32 stolen bases, 46 walks, 156 strikeouts. That's huge jump up from Stephen Kwan, from 60 strikeouts to 156. His slash line, Randy's, 263, 327, 445. He had a 2.8 WAR over last season alone, okay? And he's got a couple of years under his belt already. Not very many, but a couple. So I feel like that represents the range of what is possible in left field, like statisticals. But I also
it's like
feel
the top
like
tier of what you would want from your left. I mean, ideally that's what you want for your left fielder, right? Because like you said, those are top great. 2 guys. You would love to have that from him. Now go ahead with Taylor Ward. Keep in mind he played right field last year, but I don't know that necessarily moving from right to left is going to affect him offensively this much. Sorry, go ahead. No.
So his offense, excuse me, Taylor Ward's offense, 135 games, so right up in there, 73 runs, 139 hits, 22 doubles, 2 triples, 23 home runs. He leads this list. 65 RBIs, 5 stolen bases, which is way less than everybody else. 60 walks, 120 strikeouts. His slash line, 281, 360, 473. Cumulatively, he gets a 3.7 WAR for last season. Now, obviously, that's just offensive production, and there's defensive statistics we could look at as well and narrow this all down. But those are not bad numbers.
He was a good player last year for them.
Yeah.
He was really good. Like, this is the thing is that the Angels had several guys who had pretty good years, right? Like, obviously, Ohtani had a good year. Trout had a good year when he was playing. Yep. Luis Rengifo was really spotty, but he was good. Like, when he was good, he was really good. When he was not, he was pretty bad. So there was that. But Taylor Ward, I felt like was a really good player for them last year. And I think
clearly consistent.
Yeah, I think he has a good shot at even. I mean, I don't want to say he'd be an all-star, but he'd certainly could certainly be the best left fielder in the game. I think it's realistic because I had the exact same thought you did. Like,
right?
Yes, of course you want to be the best left fielder in the game. Who doesn't want to be the best at their position? But for him to say that was actually realistic. It wasn't like Byron Buxton saying that the Twins want to win a ring.
Right, come on. Yeah, and that's where I went first. I was like, come on, be quiet.
Yeah.
So here's the next layer of sort of detail here is that we're going to ban the shift. And if we ban the shift, then it's going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of really bad left fielders who've been getting backed up big time by a deep infield and somebody in that shallow left field position occasionally on a shift. So they're not going to have the backup and the support that they've been having. And I wonder if that does, in fact, strengthen Tyler Ward's position here in actually becoming one of the best left fielders in the league, if not the best.
Right, because Jesse Winker was really exposed last year as a left fielder defensively. That like the Mariners traded for him, and all the fans were like, "Okay, we're getting a bat. We want an offensive. Like he's an offensive guy. He's kind of, I don't know if we thought defensive liability going into the season, but it certainly showed that way at the end of the season. Where it's like, man, there is like no effort out there in left field.
Yeah,
and so you've got that. You've got Joey Gallo, right? You've got Aaron Hicks at the other end of the spectrum.
Just knock it off,
right?
Oh, it's
so
when he plays left
Taylor
field,
Ward very
bad.
well could be considered top 3, if not the best left fielder, if he has another year like last year.
Yeah. So anyway, just a little bit of fun news there with some statistical breakdowns.